And it's like now that I'm playing the next one in that series, I understand the nostalgic aspect of games better than I did before, because it's like...
Alright, welcome back to some more of Yoshi's Woolly World. Alrighty.
Yosh!
Playtime, Yoshi. It's playtime. We're going to Scarf Roll Scamper. Come on, you little scamp. All the power badges are free. So let's use one. I'm thinking... fall into a pit? No problem.
I need that in real life. Oh, you fell into a pit? Don't worry, we got you.
So now I don't have to worry about falling deaths in this one. Hooray!
I didn't know... Oh, I guess there are falling deaths, yeah.
Oh, yeah, when you go out and he goes... and you hear that...
Yeah, it's been a while.
To the next area.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a game where I believe early on I was just like, so, do you plan on going back before I finish this game? And you just legit were like, no.
I mean, I really enjoyed it while I was playing it. It's not that I didn't like it. I just found games I liked more.
Yeah.
Ease.
Yeah. Went from Ease 8 to Ease 9. And all the games you could continue playing, but you keep going back to Ease 9. So
yeah,
it's got to be something positive. And after the Ease 8 playthrough, you'll find out why, because then I'll be streaming Ease 9.
Oh, it's so good.
And that'll be very interesting, because you'll watch me play it in real time, and you can give me
like,
tips, and I can actually apply them as you say them.
It's honestly
me being like, huh, that's a good idea. I should do it next time.
Well, it has been like eye-opening, especially because like I played 8 and you didn't. And it's like now that I'm playing the next one in that series, I understand the nostalgic aspect of games better than I did before, because it's like, while I really love 9 as well, like 8 is always going to be special to me because it was the first one I played.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's an amazing game, but is it more amazing to me because it was my first time playing it, you know?
Well, not just your first time playing it, your first in the series.
Yeah.
Your first Ys. Like
so
the
it's
first
like...
in the series is, like, very memorable.
Yeah, so it just, like, I understand that aspect of, like, why people are like, oh my gosh, it's the best, like, I love it so much, and then you watch it and you're just like, are you sure? Like, and it's like, well, yeah, there's a lot of other factors, and while I knew and understood that before, I've now experienced it.
Yeah.
So it's just, like...
Do you think it will continue to happen with other series?
Possibly, yeah.
Alrighty. Do you think you'll go to the next Zelda and be like, it's not Link's Awakening?
I don't know. Okay. Because, like, I love Link's Awakening, and I think it did a nice job of, like, introducing certain Zelda themes. But after seeing, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, I'm nervous.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, I'm not very good at games that are just like, okay, go.
Oh, I got you.
And I'm like, I need direction. I need, like...
Well, how is the direction in Link's Awakening?
You can't go to certain areas until you go to other areas first.
Right. Well, that's every Zelda but Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, but I'm saying those are the only ones
one
that I've experienced. So, of course, I'm a little nervous.
Although the first one, the nice thing about the first one is it's just like, you have all the freedom. And I'm just like, but there's an intended way to go. Why? Because they're numbered.
Yeah.
This is Dungeon 1. It literally says level 1 when you enter it. So if you go in and it says level 4, you're like, nope, not supposed to go here yet.
Yeah.
Unless you want to. Then it's just like, we're going to try this out of order. Out of order.
Out of order.
Out of order.
But, yeah, it just is like... I'm excited to experience that in another game. Because so far I haven't had that feeling yet with a different game other than, like...
Other than Ys.
Ys, Trials of Mana,
oh, really?
And Link's Awakening, where it's like, I'm
excited with Trials of Mana because the next one, Visions of Mana, is going to be the first time you and I are excited for a new entry in a series we both love.
Yeah. So it's like... You know, those are the games that, like, you would come home and I would already be playing them. Like,
Yes.
I attempted to set up the machines myself.
Yes. Well, there we go. Well, the nice thing about the Switch is if I can get this wire thing settled, you could take it downstairs. Sit on the nice, comfy couch.
Oh, yes,
play
we just got a
Ys.
new couch.
We got a new couch, and it is fantastic. So fantastic, we saw one of my favorite movies of all time last night, The Terminator.
Yes.
A movie with, when you describe it, it's just like, well, she's not going to like this. But surprisingly, it was positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm just not like a big action movie person. It's not that I don't
That's why
like them.
I'm kind of curious. I'm
It's
always
like,
sketchy about which ones to recommend.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like them. It's more or less like I don't seek them out.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do watch them, I tend to like them.
Okay.
You know, it's just like I'm just not seeking them out. Like if I see it as a trailer for, you know, this movie coming out, I'm probably gonna be like, no, that's fine. But like if you were like, hey, I got us tickets to go see this and I went to see it, I'd probably really like it.
Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. That's a dick move when the platform comes towards you and then as soon as you jump it goes, and whoop.
Almost got you.
I think Rayman's still the worst offender of that. The platform just being like,
Yeah. See, now I'm wondering, like, what could this Yoshi be? Because it's, like, white, brown, yellow, or white, like, green in there.
Well, we're about to find out because this is the end of the road. Oop! Gonna be a little longer because I got a bonus game.
Like, is it,
I
like,
swear, I don't intend to get those half the time.
rotten lime Yoshi?
Rotten lime Yoshi.
Well, because it has brown in it.
Well, keep in mind, it could always be just his shoes or his shell.
Yeah.
So don't think too much about every single color.
That's a terrible thing to put into my brain because now I'm like, is it the brown that's not there? Or is it the green that's not there? Or is it the yellow?
Yeah. There's no rhyme and reason for most of the Yoshi designs. Some of them are just like, we just thought up an idea and said, yeah, throw it in this level. Some of them fit, some of them don't.
That's annoying. I'm going with lime Yoshi because
All right, lime Yoshi.
I don't know what else it could be.
Survey says,
Who are you, Yosh?
who could it be? This Yoshi that I do see. Can you help me guess this mystery?
Yosh, who are you?
Woo! Ta-da! We have Scarf Roll Yoshi back together.
That makes me upset. How dare you? Like, you can't just
It
take
was in the title.
the title of the level and be like, Scarf Yoshi. All the other crocheted Yoshis are like, the fuck?
There's no rule that says they can't, and they did. Hey, we're going to Big Montgomery's Bubble Fort. Bubbles! My bubbles.
Bubbles.
Pop the bubble! Pop the bubble!
Whoa, SpongeBob. I'm getting out of here. It's getting a little weird.
Okay, so yeah, you got all these bubbles that have enemies encased inside of them, and you can bounce off of them, and they'll be blocking the secrets. Oh. But visually, it's fantastic.
They are really pretty. They're the only things that aren't knitted.
Yeah, I think they're the first thing in this woolly world that's not made of wool. But then again, like, what would wool bubbles look like compared to, like, wool yarn balls and eggs and stuff like that?
Yeah.
How would they be different?
So, one of my favorite projects that I had in art school, I took a fiber arts class, which is one of the reasons I appreciate this so much, is like, oh my gosh, all the needle felting and the crochet and the knitting, because we had to do all of that.
I go back and forth with thinking of checking out Crafted World, which is the next game
Yeah.
that was in this series.
But
because aesthetically, it's really cool. Like they use egg cartons and dioramas and cardboard
I'm sure
boxes.
like the textures and everything are
the textures
incredible.
are even better. But the game itself for me just seems very short.
Okay.
From what I've gathered. And from reviews, like, it's all about replaying levels.
Okay.
So it's just like, oh, you don't have enough gems. You got to do this level, but in reverse. You got to do this level, but under this stipulation. So it's a short... The game's
I feel
the
like
same
it
length.
would be then, like,
but
a game just to, like, look at pictures online of.
Perhaps.
But what I was saying, one of my favorite assignments in that class, we had to crochet something. We could pick anything we wanted, but we were not allowed to use yarn, like a wool or a yarn. We had to do something else. So I made a jellyfish out of dental floss.
That's so cool.
And it was really, really neat. I had so many dental floss cuts. But it was just a really fun assignment. I feel like that's what they would need to do. They would have to use like a really thin thing to like make bubbles. Bubbles. Then you would just run into the idea like that they're not bubbles anymore. They would just be a ball.
Another thing that keeps me from Crafted World is being a Nintendo game actually made by Nintendo first party, or at least second party. They have the Nintendo tax. And what I call the Nintendo tax is, on the Switch especially, a lot of games after a year or two, they drop in price. They go down like 30 or 20. Mario games, Zelda games, Yoshi games, Kirby games, not so much. They kind of just stay in that 50 to 60 range.
Yeah.
So it's never like, oh, we'll wait for the price to drop, and it's just like, you're going to be waiting a while.
Right.
Now, granted, like, used games, I think they'd be a little cheaper, but still not by much, because, again, it's the Nintendo tax.
Yeah,
people know these characters,
even if you're
pay for it.
Buying it used, like, the person still wants to make a profit from it, so...
So, that's why I haven't played as many first-party Nintendo games on the Switch as, like, I would have a couple consoles ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, man, this is full price.
I don't know. I feel like as great as they are, like, they're clearly beautiful games. I really enjoy playing and watching you play, like, kind of the obscure and artsy games, like Hat in Time and Death's Door, and, like, games that are underrated, like Klonoa.
I was always like that. Now, it wasn't on purpose. Just through time, I was just
I'm not even gonna lie. I was a hipster before hipsters. Like, I wouldn't do certain things because it was mainstream.
So way back in the old days, it was very much my parents' decision. He likes this, he'll like that.
Yeah.
So if it had a dinosaur on the cover, no matter how big a piece of shit the game was,
yeah,
that
it was
reviewer
like
said or whatever, they bought me something that had a dinosaur or a dragon on the cover.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was just like, yay! And other times I was just like, boo. Whether it was a cute dinosaur, cool dinosaur, like, that's why I was allowed to play Turok before I was allowed to play Resident Evil and Call of Duty, because you were shooting dinosaurs, you weren't shooting people. So my mother just didn't have that same stranglehold on a mature game that there was there, because she just saw me shooting a velociraptor with a crossbow. It's different than blowing a dude's head open.
Right.
So that's why my first-person experience game for a shooter was the Turok games. And I was big into Jurassic Park, obviously. And I always enjoyed Yoshi, and there were Jurassic Park video games. And there was even a subpar Star Fox game that takes place on a dinosaur planet.
Nice.
That most people don't like, but I consider it a guilty pleasure.
I mean, like, you like what you like.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like that, though. Like, I do genuinely enjoy seeing non-mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's almost relatable of, like, that's my next step, you know? That's, like, if I were to see an art show by a local artist, I'm like, this is my next step. It's very similar to like you and Jamonius of like, he is your
I was
next
about to
step.
say that. Like,
He has a game on the Switch. He's a game maker. He's fast and good at what he does. And it's like, that is your next step.
and he's a friend.
And he's a friend.
He's now a friend. But yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It's the games that are most inspiring are like Arcanian, because I see that and I'm just like, it can be done. Whereas when I see a Hat in Time, I'm just like, it can be done, but can I do it?
Yeah.
Whereas with Discipline, I could see not like an Arcanian ripoff, but something similar to Arcanian.
I can see the experience. I don't see like the game or like the game style or the story, but like the experience of being able to make a game and have it on the Switch for people to purchase.
Yes. Yes, that is a goal.
So it's just like...
But that's how it started with RPG Maker. I saw him and a couple others just making RPGs, and I'm just like, oh shit, there's a program that could take these drawings that I did through childhood and just plop them in here. Why not?
Yeah. So, and it's like, I think that's why looking at other games that aren't super mainstream, like, I just really enjoy it. And plus, they usually have a more interesting story, because they're not always like tied to
a brand.
Yeah.
I agree. Because this is the story here. This tangle of yarn here looks familiar.
Like, it's morbid if you think about
Yoshi.
it. Like, he quite literally just dismembered all of Yoshi's friends, but like,
yeah.
But it's yarn, so they're okay.
It's okay. It's only yarn. Ha-ha! Whoop, he's got a helmet this time. Go buy a helmet, put on the damn helmet.
Gosh, it just makes me think of them
Timber!
transporting camels. They have little helmets on the zip line.
That. They zip line them down and they have a helmet. Hang on there, little buddy.
I also really love the story of them like airdropping, I think they were beavers. Into like a new habitat.
Really?
And there are photos of the like little beavers with parachutes.
Oh my god.
Being airdropped.
That is fantastic. No, I am a little disappointed that Montgomery's not utilizing bubbles. This is his bubble fort, after all. I think it would have made him a bit more challenging if there was like bubbles spaced out to where it's hard to get a hit in.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I wonder if we're going to have Bubble Yoshi.
Possibly. Yep, that's an image. She's showing me the beavers.
Oh, they were not happy.
They're angry beavers. That is the plot. That was the pilot to Angry Beavers. Hey, got a new power badge.
It was called the Beaver Drop.
That's awesome. I love it. All right, who are you? You are Yogurt Yoshi.
What?
I told you they don't make sense. There wasn't a drop of yogurt in that level. All right, hey, looks like there's some pelicans in the next level. Well, off we go. This is Fluffin' Puffin' Babysitting.
Okay.
See you then.
Toodles.